What's up, guys? This is Nurse Howie, and I just want to say this is an S post. It's not going to be a good post. It's going to be terrible, mostly because I think Nurse Practitioner School sucks. Let me explain. So basically, it's been the second year of Nurse Practitioner School, and the thing that I was really worried about the most has become a nightmare, and that is for me finding a preceptor. Now, many other people have worked in psych already. I've already had my 7 years of psych, and I wanted to work in the medical side of nursing so I can have a more rounded education and to be able to know exactly what deserves a psychiatric evaluation or what deserves more of a medical evaluation. So I want to get a more rounded education. So my preceptor was harder to get because I wasn't working with any particular preceptors or psychiatrists or nurse practitioners in the field that I was working in, because I work in cardiac. And my contacts from where I used to work in psychiatry are gone. It's been years. So the school that I've been in found me a nurse practitioner, but she was good in her own way, but I just felt like personality-wise we didn't meld. Let's just say she had even though she came across as giving back to the community, and she had a very good business acumen, I think that she would say offhanded things about different people, different types of people, and was very judgmental. And I felt more like I did more internship stuff, like making copies, making appointments, and taking care of her paperwork and all that, rather than actually seeing patients. And and then we did like long days of camp, and everything that used to be free and for the good of community ended up becoming something about money. So it was more, I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel good about being with this nurse practitioner. But my problem was, what I messed up was that I thought that if I couldn't finish my precepting hours for this semester, I could just make up for it for the next semester. And that was wrong. Wrong. Guys, remember, you have to finish your precepting hours all on that semester, 135 hours a semester. You can't roll it over or make up for it some other semester. You have to do it all this semester. So the problem was that my preceptor at the time had enough of her psychiatrist, who was also not treating her well. So she had decided to up and go and quit that firm, and she decided to go find somebody else to work for and also work more in her business. So I really didn't have time to go see any patients, because she had no patients to see. So I didn't. And then my problem was that I was starting travel nursing, and I was in San Francisco, and I was in a different city. And so me having to go, I needed to make a strict schedule. Otherwise, I would fly down for nothing. If I didn't have a schedule ahead of time, then I wasn't going to waste $300 to fly for a couple of days and then come back to go back to work in San Francisco. So it's terrible. Everything's terrible. And when I went to go get her signatures, thankfully I found a different preceptor, and they had their own clinic already established, and they had psychiatrists and nurse practitioners for me to follow. So it was not just a new business, it was just an established clinic, and that's what I want to have. And so I was really happy to be there, because I saw what it was like to start off new and how hard it is with my previous preceptor, and then what it's like to be established with my current preceptor. But there are two different worlds. Anyway, my problem was that I didn't have enough precepting hours for this semester. So no matter how good of a grade I did in the class, no matter how good my reports were, my presentations, or whatever busy work that I had to do for the class, even though I was getting like an A+, it doesn't matter if you don't have your 135 precepting hours for that semester. You're done. And so now I had a talk with my first preceptor, and she's like, I don't want to, I don't want to sign all that. I was like, no, you don't have to sign all the 135 hours. You just signed, you just have to sign for the hours that I was there and the hours that I worked for you and the hours that you promised me. And there's another mistake that I did is that I didn't have her sign every day that I was there. So to her, she doesn't remember. And all the work that she made me do. And so she was a little bit also irritated that I decided to pursue a different preceptor when I guess she expected me to be with her the whole time. But there was just no way. She just didn't make me feel comfortable. And I didn't want to say that to my school because I didn't want them to make any action about it. And I didn't want to say it to her to my first preceptor because I didn't want her to get mad. So I was just really stuck in a hard place, and finding another preceptor was very, very difficult. And I just kind of got lucky, but now it's still catching up to me. This terrible, terrible semester of doing my first time as a travel nursing and having to get experience, but I had to go to a different city, made it a nightmare to have to get a preceptor. So yeah, that is a nightmare of Nurse Practitioner School. It's not just the schooling, because basically you have to teach yourself, but it's also trying to find a preceptor that's going to sponsor you for all of those hours for the semester. So that's where I'm at. I think Nurse Practitioner, I'm so over it. I have 2 more semesters to go. I'm so close, and I don't know if I'm going to finish now. I have no idea. It's really terrible, and this is just like my last 2 semesters of undergraduate nursing school. I'm just so over it. And when I'm over it, I break down. I don't yell at anybody. I don't, make any weird claim. What do you think of my weird back wall, by the way? I'm trying to put a new back wall. Of course, you buy something. You get what you pay for it, I guess. Anyway, where was I? Oh, God, yeah. Terrible. Depression. I'm depressed. I had a call with the preceptor last night. She's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable signing the whole thing. I was like, I did a lot of work for you. I saw your patients even when you weren't there, and you were late. And I was making sure your patients, at least their histories, were taken, so you can, by the time you arrived, you'd be ready to give them the full exam and the treatment plan. I did that for her and everything, but she doesn't remember, and I don't have anything to show for it. So. Everything is all on my word and hers, and it's up to her if she wants to sign it or not. And if she doesn't, then that's it for me. That is it. No going back, no grace period, nothing. All that work for the past 2 years, past 3 to 4 years, nothing. So I either have to think of another school to go to, or wait and restart again in a year when the program restarts again. But I don't know. I really have to think about my options. But right now, I am just putting my tail between my legs, getting a little depressed. Luckily, I got out, did some CrossFit, so I feel a little bit better enough to make this video. And now I have to get ready for work. So yes, Nurse Practitioner School is very hard. It wasn't hard academically, not as hard as undergrad, because I think they were both hard. But just hard trying to get all your coordination together and being able to work with people that you don't necessarily agree with. But that's life, right? Okay, I hope you got this on video and audio, because I don't feel like restarting it again. It's not a happy video, but I'm trying to tell you the truth, okay? Nurse Howie, is out!